Welcome back to Truth Bomber TV. We're talking about a spiritual war today. We're talking about a force between good and evil that I believe is going on every day in our lives, and we are meant to catapult over it. The book of Revelations talks about several things that I don't think are interpreted the way they should be interpreted or clearly understood. So God created man in his own image. We have a spiritual being that's created in the same spiritual way that God has created. And it's all about energies, vibrations, frequencies. And in the midst of the throne and around the throne were four beasts full of eyes before and behind. The four beasts are within us. They're aversion, ignorance, ego, attachments. What's aversion? Aversion is our ability to want to avoid ourselves and doing our own self work and blaming everything on everyone else. That's what a lot of us do every day. Instead of taking a good hard look at ourselves, we look at the world around us and want to finger point, victimize, and blame. Ignorance. Ignorance is ignoring truth and not wanting to figure out the truth. Ignorance is a state of being where we just choose to roll along because if we don't know, we think it's an escape mechanism. Ego is a fight between two parts of ourselves. One is jealousy, one is admiration, one is fear, one is faith. All these different things of the ego can really make us a prisoner in our own minds. Attachments, attachments to outcomes, attachments to the way things should be, attachments to what everybody else should be doing in order to make your life better. These are attachments. We get attached to our ideas of things rather than just letting go and having faith that things are the way they're supposed to be to teach you what you need to know. And having turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks, and in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like into the Son of Man. So we've got all of these chakras that are the golden candlesticks, the lights within us. And he had in his right hand 7 stars. The 7 stars are the angels of the 7 churches. These are all references to our energetic bodies. So we're talking about chakras here, meridians, radiant circuits. The way our energy systems work are connected with being the highest version of ourselves. And you are here in order to work through the 4 beasts in order to get this connection, this energy, everything radiating as the same as God, source consciousness, the creator, whoever you want to call the person that designed this whole system. And when we look at the chakra, we can see the spiritual tests involved. So we have our crown chakra that's connected to all knowing. We have our brow chakra. It's attached to our egos and the way we see things. If we see things in a spiritual way, if we see things in an ego way. We have the throat chakra. It's about speaking your truth, saying what you feel. The heart chakra is all about unconditional love. The solar plexus chakra is all about our personal power. The sacral chakra is all about the seed of who we are, our inner child. And the root chakra is all about our security, having security within ourselves and on this earth, regardless of what happens. And all of these chakras work together. All the meridians work together. Everything in your body is like if you've ever seen dog training collars, that's what it works like. They're shot collars. Right action, the energy is open. Wrong action, the energy closes. The energy closes, it's connected to our physical bodies. So it's like saying, this is food for your body, and when you make a wrong action, the energy is shut off, then you have the problem in the physical body that creates suffering. And the suffering we want to blame on someone else, but really we we are the creators of all suffering. And if we can see that we created it all, we can uncreate it. So we're going to definitely get into more of how this energy works and what we can do to keep these energy systems open all the time. Enlightenment heals all suffering. So the goal of all religions is just coming back to universe unification. And every religion talks about these different concepts in different ways, no matter what religion you have. As long as it's the basis of love, all these concepts are the same. When the energetic body stays open, some people call it the rainbow body, some people call it Satchitananda. It's a state of nirvana, regardless of what's going on in the outside world. In order to achieve that, you have to master the four beasts within ourselves. These are the electrical circuit breakers. And only by doing this inner work can you really become baptized by the spiritual light. So it's not like a physical thing, it's an energetic, emotional state of being. You can't just go dump yourself in some water, be baptized by a priest, and this happens. It takes self work. It takes looking at your faults, your weaknesses, your imbalances. It takes actually doing a lot of personal work in order to turn down the four beasts. That's the ones I'm talking about, with aversion to ourselves, our ego attachments, all these different ways that we want to be ignorant and just blame everything on everyone else. Believing I am the Father and the Father in me. So these energy systems, once they align, it opens up even more things. Clairvoyance, spiritual experiences, oneness. As soon as all of these things happen, more energy systems open and different things happen in your life. So we've got to get this inner darkness figured out, so the darkness in the outside world does not, it's like the lotus flower. It does not affect us because our spiritual centers are so powerful. And we don't worry about what's going to happen outside world, because within we are so strong and living our personal truth that it doesn't affect us. No matter what happens, no matter what's going on outside in the world, our fear won't be hit. Our grief won't be hit. We'll have faith in all things being the way they should be and just living the highest version of ourselves regardless of what happens. So to understand the spiritual war and this divine energy, we have to look at this ego of ours, because we all have two voices inside of us. One wants to blame everyone, that's the ego. One wants to resent what's going on. One wants to live in pride or complain about things. Be angry. Are you angry at the powers that be for what's happening right now? One lives in war, division from other people based on sexuality, class, color of your skin, religion, all these little ways that God's created to separate us from each other. It's living up to certain expectations. In order to be loved, I need to get this or do that. All these kind of things are the ego. The true soul, the true self, is unity, understanding, forgiveness, unconditional love, gratefulness, happiness, peace, wisdom, sympathy, self-acceptance, acceptance of others. And the way this divine energy flows through our body is really fascinating once you get into energy, frequencies, and vibrations. So all of these chakras, as you can see, being open and flowing creates an energy. It creates a state of body where you are living your highest truth. Now, if we get negative emotions involved, failed spiritual tests, which the spiritual tests go with the chakras, then we have this energy shutting down. So it's harder for us to get going. We have physical problems, we have ailments. And once we can unravel and uncode this energy body and how it connects us to source or God or whoever you call the creator, And how we keep these things open, we can expand into new ways, new states of being, and live our highest selves, which is going to open up a whole wide range of new technology, new states of being. Because when you do this, you access another level of capabilities. And I'm talking about telepathy, bilocation. We really understand that we are just an illusion in the physical body, but what the truth is the energetic body. So those are called cities. Cities are spiritual powers, which you don't seek spiritual powers. You seek to be the highest version of yourself, and whatever comes and whatever you need to access will happen at the right time. What you're really seeking to do is get this energy body at its highest capacity by looking at the four beasts: your ego, your attachments, your aversion, and your ignorance. And once we can resolve those, we are being our highest state. What we are designed to do here on earth happens as a result: peace, oneness, unity. But until then, we have to see each other as separate. Until then, we have to have this world going on and craziness around us in order to test our faith, in order to test the ego. So, thank you for watching. I hope you understand how the spiritual war is going on. In the following weeks, we're going to get more into exactly what runs these chakras, how to keep them open, how to keep them closed, and how we're all reflections of each other in order to give us the messages for where we are operating in the four beasts. So, thanks for watching. Have a great Wednesday. I post new videos on here every Wednesday. You can check me out at www.narcissistnirvana.com. I've got an online program and do spiritual healing, past life regressions. So if any of that interests you, check it out. Thanks for watching. Have a great Wednesday.